And we're back. If you guys that regularly watch the vlog don't already think that I'm an idiot, you're probably definitely gonna think I'm an idiot after today. But in my defense, there definitely isn't a roadmap for what I'm trying to do right now, right? Like, I don't think anyone's really had quad tendon tearing this extensive and still done a meet in now 8.25 weeks. So we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants to figure this out the best we can right now. And the big finding out of yesterday's FAFO on that banded deadlift is that I think I need to change the strategy a little bit in regards to my lower body training. Bench, I am not touching in the slightest because bench is rolling and we are not dealing with the same problems in regards to the upper body. But missing a top set of deadlifts 2 weeks in a row off of the last warm-up that felt like the top set should be there, and also not feeling like fatigued, tired, sore, anything the day after the misses, I'm realizing that I probably need to rely on trying to pull the intensity lever a little less. So what I'm gonna do in order to let me touch heavier-ish things more often, albeit not feeling the pressure to go as heavy, is instead of running one pretty heavy slot each for squat and deadlift and 3 lighter slots, I'm gonna switch to 2 kind of heavy, albeit not as heavy slots for each, and then keep 2 of the lighter slots in. Now this is where the kind of stupid part comes in. Because to make the changes work with what everyone else in the crew is running right now on the days we're in here, I gotta take a kind of heavy deadlift today, the day after I took a pretty heavy deadlift yesterday. This will not be the main deadlift slot, even though it'll be a very similar protocol to the main. So we're gonna make her a little bit load limiting just so I don't die pulling heavy 2 days in a row. And I figure that since we would have been running the rep deficit anyways as third movement today, we might as well just run the deficit for a little bit more of a push. And with how much I suck from this height, I'm not gonna feel too bad if it isn't that push. My biggest goal for this today is to have a little bit more fluidity with rolling into the quad tension. I have laughed at you because it's so funny how not bad that feels after yesterday, which I'm at least telling myself means we're on the right track. Big thing I gotta remember here is that if I want this swap to actually work, I need to make sure that I'm ending today on something that moves what I'd normally consider a last warm-up on a regular max effort day. So that'll be the big challenge. Yeah, I don't know if the bands yesterday were just freaking heavy or if I feel okay. Too early to tell. And I mean, I'm definitely not going to complain, but I will almost be a little bit pissed if 4 moves like air. And I was waiting for Jesse to get here so I could say that the secondary reason I'm making these changes is so I never have to train with Jesse ever again in my life.
Why are you not squatting with me right now? We're here early.
There's a long story. There's a long story. I'm actually sad that I'm not squatting with you.
Why? What's going on? Huh?
Long story.
Can you make it shorter?
No, I can't. Let's watch the vlog.
Oh.
I already said the thing.
Oh.
I explained to Jesse off camera and he at least agrees. Ooh. Not pissed now that moved. Am kind of pissed that I wasn't smart enough to pull the trigger on this earlier though. But to prevent myself from doing anything stupid that I will actually be pissed off about, we're taking child-sized jump to a green, and I will allow myself to bring a little bit of sass so she does really schmoove. But I think no matter what, this is as heavy as we're going today. I feel like if I was more of a rah-rah idiot, it probably would make more entertaining content, but I also give a shit about making it to the platform, so we're trying to be smart. Anyways, time to bring some sauce. I'd say that's more than good enough for first deficit-ish push of the split modifications or something. But secondary reason we're keeping it a little light is that with that not really counting as a work set, well, we got to get some work in after. I am not counting this as a down set because in my head this is not down set, this is work set after heavier touch. Because if I ain't pushing her to the super extremes right now, we got to get some volume somehow. Plan here is reps until we lose the sauce, so hopefully that's more than 1. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, Yeah, I'm okay with that. So, no, yesterday doesn't count as a real miss given circumstances. I'm still pretty happy to have that feeling that good the day after a miss, and I'm excited for when we don't have a deadlift before the deadlift next week. But to make the rest of the day work, the normal Thursday stuff is going to have to probably get pushed back to next Wednesday, I'm thinking. Because I think that time at the gym wise, I'm probably going to have to move my main bench to Saturday after the squat, which means that main bench will be the day after this, which means I really don't want a JM press the day before my main bench. So we're going to roll on speed bench followed by dips. And the reason for running this bar with the reverse grip for the speed is that the hand angle and the extra range really forces me to lock into low trap. Okay, we're good to do the same load that we have been for the last however many weeks it's been. And running the same set and rep protocol as we have been for the last few weeks too, just because I don't find any reason to need to have speed work. Like, I do like waving speed work for a lot of my clients, but just doing it, trying to make it move faster every week works well enough for me. So yesterday, Mark and the team went through his speed work protocol in a minute 46. I am very curious to see what that was. I was trying to freaking cook to keep up with Mark. But regardless of what the time ends up being, I am stoked because it feels like I'm getting in better shape because I am not dying near as much at the end of the protocol as I was at the beginning of starting to run the DE again. And the whole point of speed work is that because the bar's light, you got to try hard, and part of trying hard is running those rest periods freaking tight. And I do not know where the dip horns that are normally back here went, so we're just gonna use this guy and make it work, even though it's a little bit awkwardly spaced. I also don't love not having a mirror, so I can't check my depth. But I guess that means I just gotta commit to bottoming it out as far as I can. I'm also going to remember the theme of the slot here and not have my ego get in the way of accomplishing the mission, I guess. Because it's supposed to be stretch range of motion access, and the pecs were a little bit of sticky a couple days after last week when we did load them, so I'll just keep it light, keep it high rep, keep it stretchy for now. That decision was partially influenced by me not being able to find the dip belt today either. So I was thinking of just sticking to the 25, but if there is no belt, I guess I'll have to order one off Amazon and keep her in the closet. And set 2 felt much smoother than set 1, so mission freaking accomplished. Anyways, now for some bullshit that I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to make work. I want to run a low box squat, but I'm not crazy enough to try to get my ass down to the block alone. That's pretty low. I'm taking the plate off the bar. Do you want to, like, underneath spot me? Like, lay on the floor? I don't need hooks for this. Like, there's no way I'm going heavy enough to want it to be a realistic mono pick.
I feel like you can hit the bottom.
Of the straps or the...
Maybe, yeah, the straps.
I think if I get my squat shoes out, so I have more ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. This asshole just asked if I wanted to go straight to a plate, and I'm like, no freaking way. Goodness gracious. I guess the problem with the heels too is like, I'm technically higher.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I gotta put another mat on.
yeah.
We have been defeated. At least I'm close enough to the straps that if I do get stuck, I can just kind of relax and we're okay.
Yeah.
It's the worst mono pick I've done in my entire life. Yeah, that's manageable. Yeah. That actually felt really good on the quads.
Nice.
Like a lot of work for not a lot of pain. I really hope that it wasn't just a false sense of confidence with the one plate. Feels actually shockingly good. Are you sure I'm at depth? Yeah. And I'll run a second set there because I think that's about the loading threshold that I can actually push through the leg with.
The thing is, there's a lot of spine out when you get there,
Oh, I'm very aware.
Yeah, okay. As long as
I want this to be a deadlifting squat. Jess and I just spent 5 minutes arguing about who should go because we both don't want to do the bullshit that we have right now. I mean, you're just doing a stiff leg, right?
No, I'm doing rows.
Are you doing a row? Okay. I'm not paying attention. I feel like a row is less bad than this. Like, are you sure you don't want to partake?
I'm sure.
I'm doing my damnedest to minimize how out my knees are going here. I don't know how successful I'm being, but it feels like we're in a good spot. I'm like tempted to look down and check, but I don't want to round any more than I already am. Yeah. If that doesn't get the leg drop going on the deadlift again, I frankly do not know what will. If you are someone that doesn't have access to fancy leg machines, this was my bread and butter deadlift leg drop builder for years and years and years, and I'm glad we brought it back because it sucks just as much as I remember it used to. That's one of the cooler parts about the team is, especially at the premium tier, because I'm able to look at every single lift you do, every single training session on the same day that you do it. If there is an equipment limitation, team programming, or if there is an exercise that doesn't fit what you need to be doing, I'm able to be like, hey, swap this for that. It's going to work better for you. And that way you're going to be able to get a damn near customized program experience from an extremely experienced coach at way freaking less money than you're paying elsewhere. So hit the link below. Join the team, and I gotta figure out what the hell I'm doing for accessories now. Darrell told me that I gotta try this contraption. Looking at it, initial impression is that there's way too many levers. I do like the angle. Okay, I like the pull. That is a nice high row. I was kind of thinking in my head I wanted to run a straight arm pull down today, but this is a close enough to straight arm pull down kind of bench lat squeeze that I think it should be more than adequate. I think the only problem is going to be remembering how the hell I had it set up the next time I use this. Would you agree that the shittiest part about training here is not only how many pieces of equipment there is, but how adjustable everything is, so you never remember how the hell you had it set up?
There's too much. There's honestly, the adjusting part must be the craziest one because you never kind of like. There's so many machines, like you always want to try all of them, so you never know. Oh, maybe I'll try this one today. Oh, maybe I'll try this one today. Yeah, you're right.
But a little more weight so we get closer to a work set. Because I'm unfamiliar with it, not being super duper aggressive. I also gotta say I'm a fan of the belly pad. Jesse's behind the camera looking at me like he's jealous. He should be. And we're definitely going up. Really strongly hoping that this is a work set because I don't want the stack to end up feeling too light. I think we'll be okay. I am so happy. That is wonderful. Time for a squeezy down set. Are you training back? We'll just try this. It's my down set, so you'll be strong enough for it for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not full of shit. This is wonderful, right?
With two, you can like pull your back together a little bit. It actually helps, I think. Yeah, no, you actually.
It's just like so in there, right?
Yeah.
Very in there.
Yeah, once you get it figured out, it feels really good.
Okay, squeezy crank. Oh, now MEANA's curious.
I used this machine for the first time today, but like single arm. It was so nice.
Double's definitely better.
You think so?
Definitely.
Why?
Because like I can wrap around myself better. Almost.
Wrap around.
Yeah, give myself a wrap around.
Reach around.
Yeah. Oh. Guys that read West Side articles and watched old West Side tapes, it feels kind of like a Vogel pull, except you're not limited by the awkwardness of the Vogel pull when you actually crank. I am absolutely a satisfied customer with that. Anyway, it's time for a little upper back. Got the weird rib handles out for some base pulls. Maintain the high and wide. I was hoping I could go up. I don't know if we're going to be able to go up. This might be heavy enough if I want to maintain a decent standard. I had to go up one pin. I think I can manage one pin. Gonna have to fight for my life here so MEANA doesn't yell at me. I think that's adequate. Feeling low trap. Feeling lots of rear delt. At least I'm touching the right things. I don't think I'm pulling far enough though. Gonna do another just because I felt pathetic. Still feels pathetic, but I'm glad I did it. I am thinking that I may have to get rid of one bicep slot if I end with more squatting and deadlifting, but I don't think it's going to be this one because I love a good old preacher curl. If you watch vlogs for a while, I used to not love preacher curls, but now that I've been doing them more and they just don't feel pathetic and my biceps actually like doing bicep things, I hate them much less. Kind of nice how that works. Might grab a bigger dumbbell for set too. I think we'll grab the 45. Or on second thought, gonna be an adult and go for a 50. Quite heavy, FYI. But if I want to be able to wear a tank top, we gotta crank. Those of you confused by RP scale, that was definitely a soft 6. Thinking I should run second rear delt slot today because I'm not sure if I will have time to run this on Saturday if I'm squatting and benching heavy both the same day. And I really don't want to lose this slot because I freaking love this machine. Like my rear delts are still small, but since figuring this out where I have to protract super hard to make the machine work, which is exactly where you need to be holding to actually work rears, they're kind of starting to grow. Kinda. Slowly but surely. Tortoise versus the hare. I am very okay with that. I honestly think this is partially why I'm not like thrilled with face pulls. I used to love face pulls, but now that I actually have realized what a real rear delt contraction feels like, it ain't the same. I think I say this almost every week, but this machine alone is worth flying to Calgary for to train on. I'm thinking for the hip flexors, we shall be mildly ambitious and snag the 40. 35 felt pretty clean on lefty last week, so let's see if we can keep her going. Oh, I'm stoked. Feels better than 25 did the first week. These are by far one of my favorite things to do for the hips. Like, they just feel juicy after. Gas a little on set too, but I'm okay with it. Yeah. But yeah, stoke level, much higher than yesterday. Even if, like, loading wise, not that great. Not that great. I think that we are going to be on the right track with this because right now, I am not getting any benefit from trying to force loading on deadlifts. And I think I'm going to get more benefit by being able to go a little bit less intense, a little bit more often in the squat, and hopefully that will turn into more intensity in the medium term. And I'm excited right now. I'm excited because I think that more work is going to be the answer, or setting up training so we strategically can do more work and actually survive it versus just bashing our head against the wall and missing shit week after week on deadlifts like we have to do it, because it's hard to predict top end. And I think the problem with yesterday is that, like, effort-wise, in my back, in my glutes, in my hamstrings, shit feels so freaking easy with what I'm pulling. And then it's like I hit the limitation when the quad can no longer contract, and I'm just like, shit, that's all we got, I guess. And the downside to that is right now it feels like I can be strong, but the ability to actually be strong is missing. And I am hoping that doing it this way will let me get better work in for what I'm capable of doing. And I don't know how long this will last, but I would hopefully be in a spot where, you know, for the final push, we can trim back the frequency, go back to one heavy slot per week and have it go well. So we're to dig in, we're to crank in, we're to figure this out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Have a good night, and I will see you in the team.